we're just on the Wi-Fi, right?
It's off the top of the second, strikes out. So it's 4 straight strikeouts to start off ball game for Logan Allen, who continues to shove against the Commodores. Bottom of the first ended with a strikeout against Bobby Seymour, and then Nico Cavadas flew out to center after Chris Gallen stole 2 bases. So the Doors were able to strand a runner on third base without allowing a run. First pitch swinging is Steven Moretto. He pops one foul.
What a start for Logan Allen, who had 7 strikeouts in 5 innings of work. Now 4 strikeouts in an inning and a third.
0-1 to Moretto. Fastball knee high. He is not throwing a lot of balls, and he's getting a lot of strikes so far. Quickly 0-2 against the third baseman, Moretto.
Moretto, team leading 4 RBIs this summer.
He'll stay alive as he watches the ball up high.
And that's something I noticed, Danny. The more baseball I watch, I think the most important stat as a pitcher is your strikeout to walk ratio. Because if you're throwing strikes and not issuing free passes, you're going to be in good shape.
1-2, swung on and missed. So it's 5 straight swinging strikeouts for Logan Allen. This is incredible.
Yeah, his stuff is just insane. And these are guys who have seen him before, and they've had now probably 3 or 4 chances against him in the batter's box, but he is just making such quick work of the Commodores.
Blake Dunn is going to be the hitter now, the designated hitter. So he's started at every single game in center field so far. Now he's getting a chance just to take hacks. Swings the first pitch he sees, fouls it away.
Another first pitch strike. Again, we haven't seen the 3-ball count yet issued by Allen.
Dunn watches that strike hit the outside corner about knee high. 0-2. Still nothing score here in Harwich.
2 RBIs. I believe he had 3 last night.
2 the night before. Here's the 2-2. Fouls it back. He's been walking at a great rate, but on the other side of things, as you mentioned, the strikeouts have been difficult for him. He's been striking out a lot in Logan. Momentum as it's an F9 on your scorecards, out recorded by Chris Gallen in right field. So 3 up and 3 down once again in the second as we head to the bottom of the second. Still 0-0 on the Falmouth Commodores Baseball Network. Jackson Greer will lead off the bottom of the second inning for Harwich. 0-0 score between the Doors and the Mariners in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Ball number 1 sits high to the catcher from Eastern Tennessee State.
Thompson pitching well in the first inning, but hard to match Allen, who's been the story of the game so far.
Half swing from Greer, and yes, he did. He did go around, says home plate umpire Mike Williams. Williams behind home plate. Doug Isham at first base. Joe LaBella at third.
Greer, 314 average this past season.
1-1's a changeup that he swings right through.
65 hits. 25 extra base hits with 15 doubles, 10 home runs. Plenty of power. That's why he's in the 5 spot.
He's got nobody on base to make do with. Here's the 1-2. It's another fastball misses high. That's something we've seen a lot here on the Cape is fastballs with 2 strikes. It's almost like a lot of guys want their fastballs to become a punch-out pitch.
Yeah, and Thompson missing high, too, on a lot of his off-speed.
2-2. Down in the dirt. Full count.
Greer 3 for 6 in Harwich so far this season. He's had a start at the plate.
Payoff pitch. Up and in. He turns away from it. It's a walk. So a leadoff hitter is on base for the Mariners thanks to a Jackson Greer walk. And Joey Weimer, the left fielder, will try to pick up the man on first.
Number 16, the left fielder.
Lineup for Harwich: Cameron Thompson, the center fielder. He led off. Chris Gallen, the right fielder, batting second. Bobby Seymour playing first base, followed by Nico Cavadas, the cleanup hitter, at third base. Jackson Greer, the catcher, just walked. Batting sixth, here's Joey Weimer. First pitch, swinging ground ball right at Hayden Cantrell. He goes to a knee, fields it cleanly, throw on to second for one. On to first, double play in 6-4-3 fashion. And quickly the bases are cleared, and there are 2 outs.
Hard hit ball from Weimer on the first pitch. And it got to Cantrell in a hurry. He got down and sort of almost had a catcher stance. He was blocking it right in front of him and then threw on his knees onto Cruz. And we've seen those guys connect in the middle infield. So smooth. When the Commodores have had trouble turning double plays, it's been because they're going from third to second. But when it's been the middle infield, they have been smooth.
So Joey Weimer, who just grounded into a double play. 2 outs, nobody on for Mike Ludwig, who watches a strike hit the outside edge. Ludwig, the DH, batting seventh. Finally, Christian Fedko at second base and Danny Harris at shortstop round out the batting order for Harwich. 0-1 from Thompson, spiked about 5 feet in front of the plate as he looks back at the mound that he just fell off of.
Yeah, Thompson a little wild so far to start the afternoon. 25 pitches, 14 for strikes, 11 for balls. You want to see that ratio closer to 2-1.
Ludwig batting from the left side against the lefty Thompson. Watches a breaking ball miss of just a bit too far inside.
It's one of the better curveballs we've seen from Thompson, though. Dropped into the zone just a little too far in.
2 for Waymoris, who fouls at the count full. Yet they're Demon Deacon on the Harwich lineup. Ludwig in 2019, who batted .306. Did strike out 40 times with only 33 walks. 3-2 pitch, tapper, and foul because they say that it went off of his front foot.
Yeah, it definitely did. You saw Ludwig kind of wince at that foul ball, and it made the sound like it was hitting the foot as well.
So we'll try it again at 3-2 with nobody on base and 2 outs. No score here in the bottom of the second. Noah Thompson has gotten around 2 base runners, one in the first, one now in the second. Trying to avoid another base runner here. The payoff pitch, just a tad inside.
Yeah, 3 balls in that count were really close.
Yeah.
The curveball and then those 2 fastballs. So Thompson getting off the mound and taking a long walk because the first walk to start the inning was definitely a ball high and into Jackson Greer, erased by the double play. But that one, he got squeezed by the home plate umpire, Mike Williams.
Christian Fedko will come up to the plate from UConn. First pitch he sees is too far inside. A lot of you.
Maybe because that's probably the best team in the Northeast. Team that perennially makes the NCAA tournament. They were a 2 seed in the regional this year.
It's pretty rare that you see a team not in the Power 5, come in as a 2 seed, but they were one of them.
No, they've established a really good program down there at Connecticut. And we've
Fedko, one of those guys, is a rising junior infield, takes a strike on the outside corner.
For a second, I thought that was going to be a little bit of the pause. Definitely something we saw in the first.
2-1 misses low. Sean Harrington, who missed last summer, missed about a year, I think he said, due to a torn labrum that he had to get surgically repaired. From Steven Moretta, who tried to field it on a backhand scoop. Going first to third, a double from Fedko. So there are runners on second and third, 2 outs. Still nobody yet home, but Thompson's going to have to get past Harris, but he wants to keep it scoreless.
Thompson's got to dig deep here after that second walk to Ludwig. And then the double down the right field line. Moretto had a chance at it, just got to him in a hurry, and he couldn't get the glove down in time.
Here's Danny Harris, the fourth, batting from the right side, who they affectionately call 4 here in Harwich. Swings through the first pitch, fastball about letter high.
Yeah, we were talking to the Harwich broadcasters before the game, and he filled us in that head coach Steve Engler loves nicknames.
Yeah.
Danny Harris, the fourth, wears 4 and is called 4.
He takes ball number 1, just a little bit low. He's got a great opportunity to put Harwich ahead early. Ludwig on third, Fedko on second, 2 outs. Nothing game in the second. Thompson trying to keep it that way. Here's the 1-1, and he misses just outside again. Definitely a ball, but he's missing just by a little bit each time.
And Harris, a guy, despite being in the 9 spot, has some definite power. He had a double in the season opener against Falmouth.
2-1, lifted out towards right field. Baron Radcliffe is there. He camps under it, makes the grab for out number 3. And just like that, the inning is over. Harwich score no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base as Noah Thompson gets out of the early jam. We head to the top of inning number 3 on the Falmouth Commodores Baseball Network, still scoreless. Ben Kasparius will lead off the top of inning number 3 for the Commodores, who so far have yet to get a base runner. First ball, a transfer going on to UConn as he watches a strike hit the corner.
His best game was the opener against Harwich. 2 for 3, 2 runs, 3 RBIs.
Here's a fly ball into right field. Giving chase is Galland. He's near the corner, and he will make the grab, it looks like, out in foul ground, out number 1.
Yeah, we got a tough angle on it here. Can't really see bleachers and the dugout in our way. And similar to left field at Eldridge Park in Orleans, some of these away setups are not the best, but we make do.
It just disappears once it goes far enough towards the right field. First pitch swinging is Sean Harrington, and he fouls one away.
Yeah, just behind on that fastball. Harrington struck out swinging last night, grounded out to third in his first at-bat of the summer.
0-1 to the lefty Harrington. Slow roller towards the shortstop. It's going to be a tough play. Harris bare hands throw on to first. Up the line. Sean Harrington reaches base for the first time this season in only his 3rd plate appearance. We'll see how that one is scored. It was a close play, but definitely sealed the deal because the first baseman Seymour was pulled off the bag by the throw.
Yeah, definitely a hit, and that's how it was ruled here at White House Field, because tough play for Logan Allen to make on the mound and a tough play for Daniel Harris to make over at short. He had to throw on the run, and it pulled Bobby Seymour off of the bag. So Allen pitching from the stretch now for the first time tonight.
Doors break up the no-hitter in the 3rd inning. 1 out runner on first. Here's a ground ball right at the shortstop. Harris, this should be 2. 6-4. Not in time for 3. Taking a little time on the call was Doug Isham over at first base, but definitely safe was Maddox Houghton. He's got plenty of speed, and it's only a fielder's choice, 6-4 on the putout.
For the Commodores, the shortstop from Louisiana Lafayette, number 5, Hayden Cantrell.
Yeah, off the bat, I thought that was definitely going to be 2, but Maddox Houghton with some speed.
Hayden Cantrell will be the hitter, batting from the right side yet again is the switch hitter with Houghton and his speed on the base paths. First pitch to Cantrell is a fastball that nips the outside corner, 0-1. Hayden struck out swinging his last time up on a changeup that skipped off the plate. Something Cantrell says that he wants to work on is hitting changeups. Both teams looking to break the scoreless tie. 0-0 in the second, or pardon me, in the third with 2 outs.
It's a fast-moving game, right?
They all have been.
Yeah, especially in those early innings.
0-1 misses high. Well, we had I know Harwich had a 2-hour, 20-minute game on opening day against the Doors, and then 2 hours, 19 the next day. And Falmouth had a couple of really quick ones that were flying by. And then you get to about the 6th or the 7th when pitching changes start to become more common and runs start to come home. Fly ball from Cantrell and fouled.
Harwich 1-3 on the year. It's the first game they've actually played at White House Field. They tried to have a couple against Bourne at home, and they got all set up. But by the time game time rolled around, rain and field conditions prevented the game from being played as Allen checks on.
So this is their first home game.
Correct, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So they played at Falmouth and lost, at Bourne and won. Then a pair of losses to Chatham and Katuitt on the road.
Houghton is running, the pitch in the dirt, and no throw from behind home plate by Greer. Looked like he either didn't get a great grip or that Houghton had such a good jump that he was already sliding into second base by the time Greer had a chance.
And when base runners are far and few between, you got to take advantage and take some risks. Houghton moving into scoring position.
Here's the 2-2 to Cantrell, and it will make no matter as Hayden Cantrell swings right through the letter-high fastball, and that will retire the side. Falmouth score no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they strand a runner left on base. We go to the home half of the third, 0-0 on the Falmouth Commodores Baseball Network. Top of the order for Harwich to start off their home third. Cameron Thompson, Chris Galland, Bobby Seymour set to do the hitting for the Mariners in a scoreless tie. First pitch from Noah Thompson is fouled away. Thompson for the Doors is looking good so far. He's allowed base runners in both innings, but has gotten out of both jams.
Yeah, he had runners on second and third with 2 outs in the second. Forced a fly out. His off-speed misses high yet again. Cam Thompson, a rising senior at Kansas State University. Batted .275 this past year with the Wildcats.
1-1 fastball misses below the knees.
Teammate of 2018 Falmouth Commodore Will Brennan, who led off most of last summer and played in the outfield.
2-1 to Cam, taken low yet again. 3-1 now the count as Noah Thompson starting to miss the strike zone with some more frequency. We saw 3 3-ball counts in the second inning. And already a 3-ball count with the first batter in the third. Here's the 3-1. Fastball popped up in the air towards foul territory on the left side, giving chases Harrington and Moretto, and it'll be Moretto, the third baseman, making the grab just a couple of feet in front of the Harwich dugout. That's out number 1.
Yeah, Moretto let a ball get by him. It would have been a tough play on that Christian Fedko double, but sunk right below his glove hand in the second inning.
The right fielder from
But that a much more routine play. Able to track that ball well despite the cloud cover. It's a little bit overcast here.
Chris Galland from Boston College watches a ball sit below the knees. Galland, his last time up, singled and then stole 2 bases in the first, but was stranded on third to end the inning. Here's a ground ball towards the left side. Moretto moves over to his left, scoops it up in a hurry. Throw on to first. Did he stay on the bag? Yes, he did. Ben Kasparius stretching the legs in order to ensure that 6-3 putout, or excuse me, 5-3 putout. Great play on both ends of the infield.
Steven Moretto has had a magnet over at third base. A lot of balls finding him on the infield, not just today, but all of this season. And he's made some very flashy plays. Again, that one a little bit more routine, moving over to his left. He took his time on the throw, which was solid, but it made for a close play, especially as Kasparius needed to have quite the stretch.
And Galland with plenty of speed. Made it a close one, but all's well that ends well. 2 up and 2 down in the third, as Bobby Seymour will be the hitter. And you never want him up at the plate with runners on base. As we mentioned, 92 RBIs this past season at Wake, as he watches the ball miss high. A lot of Wake Forest Demon Deacons on the Harwich roster, on a lot of rosters across the Cape, but they did not make the postseason. 1-0 misses outside.
Wake Forest, a team that had a lot of talented players. They were 31-26 this year, with series losses to some of the best teams in the conference. They lost 2 of 3 to Clemson, all 3 to Louisville, who was in the College World Series, and then 2 of 3 to Florida State.
Don't forget Miami.
Miami as well. But
so
sorry.
Monday night game against Miami, the ESPN jumped in because Miami was having a great year and Bobby Seymour was having a great year. So they wanted to make that the only game on TV that day. Here's a ground ball into right field, base hit for Seymour as he continues to rake, improving from his spring into his summer. He now has 5 hits in 14 ABs for Harwich.
Notre Dame also beat Wake Forest, but I didn't say that.
Did they win the series?
Yeah.
Oh, well, good for Notre Dame.
They won game 3, extra innings in 10.
And we wonder why Wake Forest didn't make the postseason.
Come on. Come on. Play nice here.
Well, on that Monday game, so Wake Forest and Miami were playing. It was the only game on TV that day. Here's a pop-up on the infield. This should retire the side. Towards the left side, Cavadas pops out to Steven Moretto for out number 3. But to finish my story, Miami was leading by, I think, 5 or 6 runs.
Yeah.
And then a certain Chatham Angler pitcher who pitches for the Hurricanes blew the game in the 8th and 9th inning. And Wake Forest... No. This year, Chatham.
Oh, okay.
And Wake Forest ended up winning the ball game in a heartbreaking fashion for the Hurricanes, preventing them from sweeping. But that was then. This is now. Harwich flies out to end the inning as another base runner is stranded on first base, and we head to the top of the 4th. 0-0.
It's time for pride.
Trey Cruz will lead off for Falmouth in the top of the 4th inning. 2, 3, and 4 for the Doors. Cruz, Langworthy, and Radcliffe. Cruz has been running rough shots. No score here in Harwich in the top of the 4th. Falmouth only with the one hit. 1-1 is fouled back. We've seen a lot of those. Balls early in counts. Falmouth swinging at them because they don't want to be struck out.
Right.
Because when a pitcher is throwing so many strikeouts, you just got to settle in and say, let's swing early. But doesn't help out Cruz as he fouls one back, as so many have. Here's the 1-2. Line drive into center field. That one's going to fall for a hit in left center. Trey Cruz reacts to the changeup nicely and pokes it right back where it came from.
Yeah, either a changeup or a curveball there. I thought I saw a little break on the ball regardless, but doesn't really matter because he sat back off speed and waited for it, and he did a good job just poking it into left center field. Didn't try to do too much with it. And no chance for Weimer in left and Thompson in center. Leadoff base runner is more than Falmouth has had in any inning so far.
Here's one pounded into the ground right at second base. This should be 2, 4, 6, 3 on the double play. Nope, Austin Loud safe. Doug Isham giving Falmouth the benefit of the call for the second time. That one looked a lot closer than Maddox Houghton's ground ball the other inning, but Langworthy gets the same call. He reaches first base, and Trey Cruz is erased from the base paths.
Yeah, we saw a 6-4 put up from Harris to Fedko in the third, and Houghton beating out the throw. And this time, 4-6, Fedko to Harris. And Langworthy plays left field, gets down the line in a hurry.
He's got some speed, got some adequate speed. Won't be stealing a base, but that won't convince Allen as he tries to pick him off at first base. Batting cleanup for the Doors, who struck out swinging his first time up. The Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech, Baron Radcliffe. First pitch to Radcliffe, up and in. You like that?
We were talking before the game, and I knew it was coming, but I had forgotten, and that was well played.
Langworthy leading off first, fakes the steal. Pitch comes home and makes it 1-1 after that strike hits the outside corner. He's a Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer. And a damn good baseball player as well. Lefty-lefty matchup. Allen comes home, swing and a miss. Beautiful change.
Radcliffe has now struck out 3 times on the summer. He did get one hit that was up the middle. It sort of skipped off the mound last night against Bourne. Also grounded into a double play.
One of many Commodores who struggled despite that hit. They had 7 hits, but kind of spread out.
Like
it did not feel like it. No, there was really one inning in which they threatened. They had the bases loaded, 2 outs in the third in a 5-2 ball game. Came up empty, and otherwise it was one hit really spread across innings. Here's the 1-2, and a lackadaisical swing by Radcliffe on a pitch in the dirt. He was just trying to make contact, but couldn't. Allen's stuff continues to be lights out.
Yeah, that was a bad swing from Radcliffe. Just totally fooled on the off speed. He went golfing for it and let that backhand go. A little looking swing, but a beautiful looking strikeout for Allen, who now has matched his total from his first start with 7.
Steven Moretto will be the hitter, third baseman out of Sacramento State. He struck out swinging his last time up. It's 1 through 5. All struck out their first times at the plate. And then 6 through 9, none of them struck out. First pitch to Moretto, he takes a hack and fouls it right towards the Harwich bullpen along the left side. Steven, we have been really impressed with him in the field. And hitting-wise, he has improved as well. Had a lot of strikeouts early on, but as you mentioned, his last time up, leads the team in RBIs. Had the game-winning RBI on a sac fly in Chatham. Watches an off-speed pitch hit the outside corner to make the count 0-2. And then he had, against Hyannis in the 9-9 tie, the 2 RBI single.
Yeah. Clutch hitting from the 5-man.
Could use some clutch hitting now as the 0-2 misses low.
I think this is a curveball from Allen, which he's been using a lot more in this 4th inning, and it's tight. You see some high looping curveballs, but this one is a little bit more straight, and it kind of just drops off at the end.
1-2 with the runner going, swing and a foul ball along the left side. So we'll try it again as Langworthy has to walk back to first base.
Despite it being just a 1-2 count, this is a really good at-bat from Moretto because he's ahead of the fastball. A lot of the Commodores have been behind it and missing completely, but Moretto seems to be on it and timing it well. Just has to straighten it out.
Taking his time getting back in the box, trying to break up the pace of Allen. Allen lifts and fires the 1-2. Swing and a miss on another beautiful breaking pitch. Steven Moretto is a strikeout victim for the second time in as many at-bats. Back-to-back swinging strikeouts will retire the side as Falmouth muster no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and strand a runner left on base. We go to the home half of the 4th. 0-0, your score. To the home 4th we go in Harwich from White House Field. Danny LaRose, David Korzanowski here in Harwich as we're still dealing with technical difficulties as ever, so you get to see our pretty faces.
And we had it all today, except we forgot the charger.
The computer we use is a dinosaur that
Yeah.
runs out of charge about every 5 minutes.
It's like a Hummer for a computer. Like, we left it charging last night, and then we made our checklist for the away kit. We had it all, and we forgot computer charger, naturally.
0-1 to Jackson Greer as he swung at the first pitch, fouled it away. Now he takes an off-speed pitch for a ball as it hung outside, Jackson Greer, Joey Weimer, Mike Ludwig set to take their hacks. 1-1 misses high. Thompson, sometimes with that fastball, just goes way over the top with it. Looks like he kind of opens up his shoulder, overthrows, and leaves it about eye level. Here's the 2-1. It's a fastball. It's popped up in the air yet again. This one should stay playable as the catch will be made by Ben Kasparius. Had a little bit of trouble with it, tracking it down with the wind whipping out towards left field. Had to go a couple of steps towards left field. Makes the grab in foul ground along the first base side for out number 1.
We haven't seen a lot of balls hit to the left side from Harwich.
From Cincinnati, Joey Weimer.
Steven Moretto has gotten a lot of action at third base. Saw one ground ball over to Hayden Cantrell at short, but that's the first one that's been hit to the right side of the field.
Joey Weimer from Cincinnati fouls back a first pitch fastball directly back into the screen. Weimer with a very interesting batting stance. He stands completely erect with his legs completely straight, puts his hands up around the brim of his helmet and kind of keeps them hovering there, but then loads really early. Gets those hands back in position, ready to trigger and swing as the ball skips in the dirt 1-1.
The rising junior at Cincinnati, another tournament team, batted .263 this past year with the Bearcats, and last summer with the Fayetteville Swamp Dogs.
Great name.
1-2 misses high.
What is that? Coastal Plains?
Yes, sir.
They always have the wackiest.
Yes, Coastal Plains League. And he batted .264.
2-1 misses high again. They've got the Macon Bacon, the Savannah Bananas, Swamp Dogs.
Yeah.
A lot of great names in the CPL. Here's a fly ball into left field. Back is Langworthy, and that is a no-doubter home run. Way over the left field fence. Joey Weimer goes yard for the first time this season, and that will break our 0-0 score. Harwich jump out on top with that solo home run.
Joey Weimer with a absolute shot off the bat. You knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Langworthy was just trotting out and left. That's probably the hardest hit ball we've seen this summer. We've seen a couple home runs, one from Xavier Warren for Bourne yesterday, Hayden Cantrell the night before against Hyannis. That ball was absolutely demolished out in left field.
First pitch to the left-hander, Mike Ludwig, is taken for a strike. It was a fastball about bell tie right down Broadway, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be deposited somewhere over the fence. Ludwig shows bunt, gets it down along the left side, but it trickles foul, and Harrington touches up to make sure that it stays foul, and it's quickly 0-2 to the designated hitter.
Interesting stat on Harwich, though. Coming into this afternoon, they were last in the league in extra base hits. They only had 3. 2 doubles and 1 home run. That's the second home run of the year. Jackson Greer is the other one who has gone yard for the Mariners. Falmouth has also struggled a little bit with their extra base hitting, as they have 5, and that's tied for 7th in the league.
0-2 count here to Ludwig, just looking to get on base. Pitch from Thompson, misses up high.
Now, that also is indicative of their offensive struggles as a whole, because they've been held off the board for a large part in most of their games. The most they've scored in a game is 5.
Thompson's 1-2 is slugged back into the screen. We've seen a lot of high pitches from Noah Thompson. When he misses, it's usually upstairs, which can be bad if you're missing bell tie, but he's missing about eye level. Here's another 1-2 attempt, a breaking ball, ground ball right at the second baseman, Trey Cruz. He scoops it up with ease, takes his time, throw on to first. That's out number 2.
Almost 2 up, 2 down. Just Weimer in the middle threw a wrench into it with that home run. Harwich getting on the board. And folks, you have to remember this is a 7-inning game with the double headers. So 4th inning is really closer to like the 6th to the 7th.
Yeah, we're getting into crunch time right here.
It's kind of a weird feel, right? Because you think 4th inning and you're used to a 9-inning game.
Especially the Falmouth bats. They usually don't get going until about the 6th or the 7th. First pitch, breaking ball from Thompson is a beauty on the outside corner to Fedko for a strike. Christian Fedko doubled his last time up on a 3-1 count. Weimer homered on a 3-1 count. So it's been these hitters' counts that have been beneficial to Harwich, as that curveball does not break. It's 1-1.
And you got to think, too, they might ride Allen as long as they can. He's pitched 4 innings, and he's only faced 2 over the minimum with 2 hits. He has 8 strikeouts. 4 innings.
Yeah, he could go the distance, honestly. 1-1 misses low. Because now that it's his second start, I mean, you're not worried about keeping the pitch count low or easing him back into things.
And we saw a couple complete games in doubleheaders last year. TJ Sikkema, who is an outstanding pitcher for Missouri this year, had a complete game against Chatham.
Breaking ball lofted into left field, but just shy of it, as just on the edge of the outfield grass is Hayden Cantrell to catch the line out. So that will retire the side. But Harwich strikes first. They score a run on a home run, the lone hit of the inning. No errors, nobody left on base, but Joey Weimer's solo shot makes it 1-0 Harwich as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Wild. Welcome back to White House Field. 1-0 Harwich ahead of the visiting Falmouth Commodores. Doors have their work cut out for them, as there's only a couple innings remaining. 5th, 6th, and 7th still to go for Falmouth in this abbreviated game. Again, doubleheaders, they only play 7 innings. Strike number 1 delivered at the knees to Blake Dunn, who's 0 for 1. Logan Allen has been near perfect, has allowed only 2 hits, no other base runners. The 0-1 to Dunn, just outside.
You know how I was talking about how I'm a big strikeout to walk ratio guy?
You are, yeah.
40 strikes, 12 balls.
There's another strike as a foul is lifted back into the screen by Dunn.
Are you kidding me? Over a 3-to-1 ratio for strikes to balls, and just been outstanding. Been so impressive as Allen.
1-2, poked out into right field. Coming on in is Galland, and he will make the grab in his territory. 1 up and 1 down for Logan Allen.
But you just make it so much easier on yourself as a pitcher if you're not giving bases to the other team, right? If you're not walking guys or hitting them, and you're just throwing it down the pipe, you're forcing them to swing and saying, hey, here's what I got, beat me, right? And the Commodores haven't been able to do it. And that's something that Coach Landry, the pitching coach for the Commodores, noticed in their struggles pitching, is they're giving those walks up and struggling with control.
First pitch to Ben Kasparius. He swings and he lifts it just over the glove of Bobby Seymour. Took a sharp hop right in front of Seymour on the lip of the grass, and he couldn't corral it as it skipped up near his shoulder. Hard struck ball by Ben Kasparius. Beats the first baseman. It's the 3rd hit of the ball game for Falmouth.
Yeah, Ben Kasparius, hard hit ball, and Seymour would have had to make a snag over at first base.
So Sean Harrington with a chance to get his 2nd hit of the ball game in the summer. First pitch he sees is a fastball that misses low. I like your point that Landry, about the walks, that's what, hurts you. Is it seems like in baseball, walks will, 9 times out of 10 come back and bite you.
Yeah.
Physical errors often guys can work around, but walks seem to always sting, as ball number 2 misses high to Harrington. A friendly hitter's count to the catcher from Babson.
And some of the pitchers we've seen struggle for the Commodores, right? Like Hayden Rosenkrantz, Aiden Maldonado, Justin Robleski.
Those walks. Here's a fly ball into left field, fading quickly, but on his horse is Joey Weimer. He makes the grab, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. Joey Weimer patrolling left field, showing off power.
Yeah.
Long locks of blonde hair falling out of his hat.
You know who
reminds me of Kyle Stowers.
He
looked like Stowers out there for a second.
Yeah, Kyle Stowers, 2018 Falmouth Commodore. He was really the star of this team, one of the stars of the league. He was an all-star who played here at White House Field in the all-star game.
And he had a great all-star game. I think he had 2 hits.
Yeah.
RBIs as well.
Drafted by the Orioles on day 1 of the draft.
Ball number 1 misses low to Maddox Houghton. So he'll be joining teammate Maverick Handley, who was a teammate with the Doors, teammate at Stanford, a catcher, was also drafted by Baltimore.
And another Door drafted by the Orioles, Adley Rutschman, first overall pick.
1-0 to Houghton, misses outside. Score still 1-0 with a runner on first and 2 outs. Yeah, how about that? Tough draw for Maverick Handley. It's going to be kind of tough work for him against Adley Rutschman trying to find a spot.
And they better get Trundy tickets to at least a couple games. Right?
Yeah, they've got 3 Doors now, at least in single A. Fastball strike hits the outside corner, and Houghton still had 2-1.
I'm just waiting for when the depth chart of the Orioles as a catcher is Adley Rutschman and then backed up by Maverick Handley.
Running from first is Kasparius, but it's fouled away by Houghton, and the count evens up. Falmouth trying a couple of those hit and runs, but so far, nothing doing.
And again, trying to take their chances when they have a man on base. As we saw Houghton reach on a fielder's choice and then steal second. That was the only time the Commodores have had a runner in scoring position this afternoon. Need some 2-out magic here.
2 outs, 2-2 count. Runner on first is Kasparius. Logan Allen comes home. The pitch swung on and missed. Another fastball upstairs. And yet again, a Commodore goes down swinging. Every single strikeout for Logan Allen has been swinging, and he's got nearly 10. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Falmouth scoring no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Still 1-0 on the Falmouth Commodores Baseball Network.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development. Online at www.curry.edu.
We welcome you back to White House Field in Harwich, Massachusetts. I'm Daniel LaRose. He's David Korzenowski. Falmouth Commodores trailing the Harwich Mariners 1-0 in the bottom of inning number 5. And the day is done for Noah Thompson out of Lipscomb. He went 4 innings strong, allowed 4 hits, only 1 run, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. The 1 run, of course, coming on the home run from Joey Weimer. So now it'll be Tyler Ross, whose first pitch misses outside to the right-hander Danny Harris IV. Tyler Ross, a big righty, originally from New Jersey, plays his baseball now with the University of Alabama. 1-0, chopped towards short. There's Hayden Cantrell. Fields it, throws it, 6-3 putout for out number 1.
Ross came in an inning of relief against Chatham in the second game of the year for the Commodores. Gave up 1 hit, no earned runs, and struck out 2. But the most impressive, he hit 95 on the gun with that fastball.
Always impressive when you see that in college, because it seems like guys take a couple years to develop that. And he was only a freshman this past year. So to see a senior do it is one thing. To see a freshman do it, as that fastball misses way too far inside, Cameron Thompson has to dive out of the way.
But yeah, he looked good. And he looked like he came out ready to go against Chatham.
He was rearing back and just slinging it. Slings that one and nearly hits Thompson in the foot. So back-to-back fastballs that are way too far inside, and Thompson is spent dancing on both of them.
Yeah, Tyler Ross, the righty, I think coming across a little bit too much because the lefty, Thompson, has still had to dodge out of the way.
Trying to establish that inside corner and can't quite find it. Now they're setting up outside. The 2-0 ground ball right at Trey Cruz. This should be an easy 4-3 putout, and it is. 2 up and 2 down.
So really just the one blemish for Thompson in the starting spot was that solo home run by Weimer. Otherwise, he gave up 3 hits, all of them, 2 of them singles, 1 of them a double, and 2 walks, but 1 of them was a very, very close ball four. I was impressed with what I saw from Thompson.
For the first inning, he stranded the guy. So he got into trouble every inning and was able to work out of it. Seems like when he got guys on bases, when he locked things down. Line drive right at Steven Moretto. A stab with the glove. He makes the grab as Gallen scorched that one, but Moretto stays sure with the glove at third base. And for the first time tonight, the Harwich Mariners go down in order. We go to the top of the 6th. 2 more chances for the Doors, trailing by 1 on the Falmouth Commodores Baseball Network.
I'm ready.
David, tell me about where I can get some healthcare on Cape Cod.
I read this the other day. Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading healthcare provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod. They have 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. Isn't that a lot? That's a lot. Yeah. If you want more information, though, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospital, superior care.
Hayden Cantrell swings at the first pitch he sees, pops it into left field, and the catch will be made on the run. Looked like Harris making the grab over his shoulder. Coming in sliding was Weimer, and I think he slid more or less to dodge out of the way of Harris, who was ranging back. Nonetheless, it's just a pop out to the shortstop, and Cantrell is retired on only one pitch.
Yeah, I lingered a little too long on that read. My fault.
It's okay. We had fun with it. When you're having these technical difficulties like we are, and when it's a slow game, 1-0, you can have some fun with it. Trey Cruz trying to claw back for the Doors, who only have 5 outs to go in the 6th. Strike 1 taken on the outside edge. Logan Allen still dealing. He is showing no signs of stopping, only 3 hits, and has yet to allow a run as that ball skips in the dirt.
Falmouth struggled a little bit in double headers last year. They were 2-4 when they played 2 games on the same day,
including getting swept in one day, I should say.
Twice.
1-1 hits the outside edge.
The first doubleheader of the year was against Harwich. They lost both games.
Oh, did they? Okay.
And then they had a doubleheader at Brewster. They won both games there.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had a makeup doubleheader against Chatham and got swept at home.
1-2 misses outside. So it seems to be just all or nothing for the Commodores, at least last year in doubleheaders.
And that's something I was noticing when looking at the standings is doubleheaders really give you a chance to move in the standings.
2-2 is nubbed foul.
Because if you sweep and another team in your division splits, you can move up a couple of spots, and that's what the Doors are trying to do today. Right now, they're tied for 2nd in the West Division with Wareham, both of them at 2-1-1.
Katuitt leading the way at 4-1. That ball misses up high. I'm sorry, 4-0-1 or 4-1?
4-1-0.
So it's 4 wins, 1 loss for Katuitt, and an extra game played because they had 1 less rain out. Here's the payoff pitch to Cruz. Pops it up foul behind our heads. So we'll try it again.
Cruz has really settled in at the plate. The switch hitting 2-hitter for the Doors today. Had 2 hits yesterday and a single back in the 4th inning.
The 3-2 just gets a piece of that fastball. Looked like he was a little late on it and just tried to make contact. He manages to. Fouls it back.
Yeah, and trying to work long at bats here is key. Because if the Doors can get it to a reliever, they want to.
3-2 misses low and in the dirt. Trey Cruz works a walk. It's only the first walk allowed by Logan Allen all afternoon. Belongs to Trey Cruz, and the Doors have a runner on the base paths for the 4th inning in a row.
I'm going to say it again. You know how I'm a big strikeout to walk ratio guy?
Yeah.
16-1 ratio for Allen.
Strikeouts to walks. Wow. Absurd. Was that his first walk?
That was his first walk of the summer.
First walk all summer for Logan Allen in 2 starts. Impressive.
So it came in his 15th inning of work before he issued a free pass.
He had 5 innings, 7 strikeouts against the Doors, and now 5 innings total. Just the 1 walk. Cruz is running. Ball is low. Throw down to second. Skipped in the dirt. Cruz was in there in plenty of time. So Falmouth deciding they got to get a little advantageous when they've got a guy on the bases. He steals second, and they've got a runner in scoring position for only the 2nd time this afternoon.
Yeah, coming into today, the Commodores had 8 stolen bases. That's 2nd in the league. They added 2 more today. Maddox Houghton back in the 3rd inning, and Cruz here in the 6th.
Count 1-0 to the Florida Gator, Austin Langworthy, as Langworthy fouls that one back. Count evens up at a ball and a strike.
And something, too, it takes the double play out of order, as the Harwich Mariners had nearly turned 2 double plays. But now with 1 out, a fly out or a ground ball likely moves Cruz to 90 feet away.
1-1 cut on and missed. That fastball looked like it had some tailing action to it, and Langworthy went down, tried to gulp it, couldn't get anything on it. So Cruz stands on second after the stolen base. Langworthy facing a 1-2 count. The Doors only trailing by 1. It's a 1-0 score with 1 out in the 6th. Here's the pitch. Ground ball right side. This should advance the runner. Fielded cleanly by Fedko. Throw on to first. Picked out of the dirt by Bobby Seymour. And Austin Langworthy is retired with a ground out. But moving on to third is Trey Cruz.
Probably the biggest at-bat of the summer and early summer so far for Baron Radcliffe. As he steps in with a man on third base, 2 outs in a 1-0 game.
He's got in his back right pocket. Is that the sliding glove that players are starting to wear?
Yeah.
I think it is. And that's interesting that he's putting it in his back pocket to swing. Usually the base coaches hang on to it. But I guess for Radcliffe, it doesn't bother him. First pitch thrown from the lefty, Allen to the lefty. Radcliffe is in the dirt, but a fantastic athletic block by Jackson Greer. If that gets behind him, the game is tied.
Yeah, because this is a deep backstop here at White House Field.
Yeah, very
too.
much so.
So if that gets passed, as you said, it scores a run.
And Greer got so down and dirty that he fell forward onto his chest just in order to get down and block that one. It had such sharp downward action. Here's the 1-0 to Radcliffe. Beautiful breaker on the inside corner that totally buckled the knees of Radcliffe.
That's the 80th pitch for Allen. I got to think they bring in a reliever in the 7th, and there is indeed someone warming. It's Joe Boyle from Notre Dame.
1-1 just hits the inside corner. Tough strike call for Baron Radcliffe as that looked a little bit inside. We've seen the inside corner, a tough call, but instead Logan Allen gets it this time around, and it's 1-2. Just needs one more strike to get out of the inning unscathed. Here's the pitch from Allen. Fastball lifted foul, so we'll try again.
So it looks like Harwich will go to Boyle in the 7th. He is their save guy. Got a 2-inning save against Bourne with 5 strikeouts. He could hit 102.
Yep. We saw it last year when he was with Katuitt.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
Right now it's Allen's inning to get out of. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Baron Radcliffe is a swinging strikeout victim for the 3rd time today, and that will do it on the inning. Falmouth score no runs on no hits, no errors, and they strand a runner on third base. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 1-0 Harwich on the Falmouth Commodores Baseball Network.
Dude, I think they can score on Joe. He's so wild.
Hey, Severin. Wave to the camera. That's Severin Lavenstein, our videographer.
He's an all-star. He really is.
Severin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's been a workhorse all summer long. We're only a weekend.
Any videos you see pregame, postgame, that's the man who's doing the magic. Also the highlight videos, he's got some nice voiceover action. He's pretending like he's not listening. Yeah, there you go.
I knew it was him on the voiceovers. I just wasn't positive. 1-0 now to Bobby Seymour as fastball misses high.
Would it have been?
And that's what I thought to myself, but I thought this doesn't sound like Severin. It's almost like he's putting on a different voice.
Kind of have he's got the voice.
1-0 from Tyler Ross, fouled away. He does some broadcasting himself out at Ithaca College in Ithaca, New York.
He'll get on a call or two this summer. We'll have Max Trink on the mic on Tuesday.
Yeah, you better be ready, Max.
Max is off camera. He's shaking in his boots.
1-1 from Ross, skips in the dirt. 2-1 now the count. Harwich leading the Commodores 1-0. It's been a very quick-moving game, but a pretty dull game offensively for both sides. Just one hit that has brought home a run. It was a solo home run from Joey Weimer, the left fielder for the Mariners, back in the 4th. 4 hits for Harwich, 3 for Falmouth. As a fastball is fouled back, and the count evens up 2-2 strikes.
This game's set to be about an hour and a half. Granted, it is 7 innings, but still, you take that data, you move it to 9, it's probably sub-2.
Yeah. We saw Falmouth defeat Orleans in 2018 in about an hour and 50 minutes in a 1-0 game as well. Fastball misses high. 3-2 goes the count to the 3-hitter Seymour, who has gotten up to the plate every single time he's been up with nobody on base, which for a guy who's got as many RBIs as he does, that's not ideal. Seymour batting from the left side with the stirrups in red. swings at the fastball and fouls it back. That's 3 fouls now from Bobby. He's been just off of these fastballs.
Seymour 4 for 13 coming into this afternoon, and he had that single back in the 3rd inning. Also struck out back in the 1st.
Ross from the windup lifts the leg and fires home. 3-2 fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. Bobby Seymour is a swinging strikeout victim for the 2nd time in 3 at-bats, and that's out number 1.
Mariners have gone down in order since that home run from Weimer back in the 4th between Thompson, who finished off into the 4th inning, and then Ross came on for the Doors.
First pitch he throws to the left-handed Nico Cavadas is a breaking ball that does not break, sits high. Cavadas 0 for 2, a fly out to center, a pop out to 3rd. He has 3 hits on the summer so far. Now below 200 on his season as he swings through a fastball to make it 1-1.
Earlier we were talking about nicknames. Cavadas has got a good one.
Yeah.
Head coach Steve Englert calls him Shotgun.
That's just so cool.
It's so cool.
There's someone called me Shotgun. 1-1 from Ross. Great frame job by Sean Harrington, but he won't sell that one. Boy, he looks great behind the plate. He's a very sound defensive catcher.
Yeah, talking to his dad before the game. And granted, there might be a little bias, but as strike number 2 comes in and evens the count 2-2, he says that
there's a little bias.
He says that any umps who work the Babson game say that he is on par defensively. Maybe not throwing guys out on the bases, but on par with any D1 catcher.
Curveball lifted into center field. Chasing back is Houghton. He's at the track, and he will make the grab, falling into the wall in center field. Incredible catch had to be made by Maddox Houghton on a ball that was hit about 396 feet, and he somehow comes down with it before falling hard into the wall, but he comes up okay.
Number 34.
Yeah, some of these fields don't have a warning track, and I'm pretty sure White House Field is one of them. So you're tracking that ball, and you got to get there. And his momentum's carrying him forward, and he hits the wall afterwards. He seems to be okay out in center. That was a tough play to make. It's 400 feet in dead center. And as you said, Danny, making the catch right at the wall.
Ball number 1 comes in high to Jackson Greer. Falmouth is blessed. Well, maybe not blessed because they recruited these guys, but they are blessed with some speedy outfielders. Blake Dunn tracks down just about everything in center field. Maddox Houghton is a speed demon himself as the curveball is fouled into the fence behind home plate. Austin Maisel in right field and left field, I don't think gets enough credit for his speed. Even Austin Langworthy has flagged down a couple tough balls. I mean, their outfield is one of the best on the Cape. 1-1 misses high, and it's large part due to their natural speed.
And Baron Radcliffe hasn't been tested too much in the outfield. He only got 1 ball hit to him today and right. But he's a sure outfielder for Georgia Tech.
2-1 breaking ball spanked into left field. That one's falling quickly, and Austin Langworthy won't be able to catch up to it. He fields it, throws into short, cuts it off before it could go any further. So on first base is Jackson Greer with his first hit of the ball game, and the Mariners have a 2-out base runner. Joey Weimer will step up to the plate. 1 for 2, grounded into a double play his first time up in the 2nd, and then hit a nuke of a home run in the 4th inning. Well over the left field fence, and that's the lone run of record. It's still 1-0 Harwich. Fastball misses low. Weimer holds up his swing.
And the Mariners don't have any innings in which they have more than 1 hit. So they needed that long ball to get him on the board. It's been the difference so far.
1-0 misses outside, make it 2-0 to Weimer. The 2-0 to the left fielder for Harwich gets past Sean Harrington. Taking second base with ease is Jackson Greer on the wild pitch.
First ball we've seen get past Harrington tonight. He had 1 get by him in the first game against Harwich when he came in as a defensive substitute.
3-0 now the count to Weimer. Ross looking in, taking his time. Harrington still giving him the signs. Now he sets up behind home plate. The 3-0. Fastball. It's called a strike despite Harrington dropping it. So the count improves to 3-1.
Harrington going to run this one back out to Ross. They're going to talk this pitch over because it's an important one. The last time it was 3-1 to Weimer He took a yard.
That's a good point. Weaver had a 3-1 count. You saw a fastball sit right down Broadway, and he lifted it way over the fence. That was against Noah Thompson, the starter for the Falmouth Commodores. This is Tyler Ross.
I don't think you can get too cute here. I would still try fastball.
The 3-1 is a fastball. It's about knee-high, but just a little bit low, and it's a walk. So back-to-back 2-out base runners for the Mariners. One a single, one a walk, and Mike Ludwig will be the hitter.
Good spot, though, just missing a little bit downstairs, but you don't want to leave that one up any higher than about the thighs after the ride that Weimer gave it back in the 4th.
So lefty on righty matchup. Ross comes home. Strike number 1 on the outside corner. Ludwig walked his first time up on a 3-2 count. Ended up being stranded at third base, grounded out to second in the 4th, so he's 0 for 1. Harwich looking for some insurance, leading only 1-0 as the ball misses low. Keep in mind, doubleheaders, only 7 innings to be played, so this is if the score remains the same, this would be the last chance at the plate for Harwich.
Ludwig choking up big time on the bat right now.
Ground ball right side. There's Trey Cruz, takes a funky hop off the lip of the grass. He stays with it, throws on to first for the out, a 4-3 putout, and that will end the inning. Harwich threatened. They put 2 runners on base, but strand both of them as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Falmouth trailing by 1. They need one to at least send it into extras. You're listening to the Falmouth Commodores Baseball Network.
Honestly,
Stephen Moretto will lead things off for Falmouth in the top of the 7th inning. Moretto, Blake Dunn, and Ben Kasparius with the Commodores trailing only by 1-0 score. But we are in the last chance for the Doors. Again, 7 innings in double headers. New pitcher on for Harwich, so that's a benefit for the Doors. Logan Allen is no more, and it'll be Joe Boyle from Notre Dame.
Yeah, this guy has got nasty stuff when it's on.
First pitch fastball is way high, and that's exactly the caveat to Joe Boyle.
You see that eyes widen from Stephen Moretto? This fastball from Joe Boyle absolutely whips. It can get up to triple digits.
There's another fastball that he takes a little bit off of, and it's fouled away by Moretto to make it 1-1.
He was the number 2 recruit coming out of Kentucky out of high school. Number 2 freshman in 2018 by perfect game.
There it is.
1-1 fastball grounded right at the third baseman, Cavadas. He throws it on to first base, and it's a 5-3 putout on the Notre Dame connection for out number 1.
Boyle, a 5.96 ERA this year in 25 2/3 innings pitched. Year before that, he only pitched 2 innings, walked 8, and struck out 1. So the biggest thing that Boyle has to learn is control, but with his stuff and his size, standing at 6'7", 220, he will be a first-day pick next year if he stays healthy.
First pitch thrown to Blake Dunn. He swings and he taps it foul. So despite the hard fastball, the Commodores hitters are pretty out ahead of it right now. 2 pull shots from Moretto and now Dunn.
And you got to think, they're probably talking in the dugout saying, you got to start your swing early against this guy.
Boyle pitching from the stretch despite nobody on the base paths. Lifts the front leg, fires home. Dunn gets under it, but it's foul and well out of play. Count 0-2 to Blake Dunn, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts to right.
I think we'll see off speed here from Boyle. Try to keep Dunn on his toes. With an 0-2 count, he can kind of have a throwaway pitch or 2 here. And again, Boyle got his first save of the summer in the only win for the Harwich Mariners against Bourne. He played in 3 summer leagues last year. Was with Katuitt briefly.
It was all over the place. 0-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Wires the fastball, letter high on Blake Dunn, and that is out number 2. Falmouth now down to their final out of the ball game.
Ben Kasparius singled his last time up in the 5th inning, one of just 3 hits for the Commodores today. Joe Boyle will take his time, and Harwich 1 out away from taking game 1.
Kasparius, who does have a hit, he's 1 for 2. Singled his last time up, but was stranded on first base. Last chance for Falmouth, looking just for 1 run. And a beautiful breaking ball nips the outside corner to make it no balls and 1 strike to the first baseman for the Doors.
Yeah, we mentioned Boyle's historic struggles with control, but in his first outing against Bourne, he didn't have those issues.
Here's a foul ball. He's really settled it down. We saw it a lot from him last year with Katuitt. The reason he got cut was because he just couldn't find the strike zone. But now he's, I think, returned as a permanent player with Harwich after patrolling 3 different leagues last year.
And in those 2 innings of work against Bourne, he didn't walk anybody and struck out 5.
Here's an 0-2. Line drive into right field, but foul. So Kasparius will have another chance. So far, he is not allowed to walk just yet, has only thrown 1 ball. That was only to Stephen Moretto. He's got 2 outs, and has Kasparius down 0-2.
That was the first pitch of the at-bat, too.
Boyle comes set with that glove in front of his face. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses low in the dirt. Harrington waits on deck if Kasparius can get on base and continue this ball game. Falmouth with nobody on. 2 outs. 2 strikes against Kasparius in a 1-0 ball game. The 1-2. Ground ball left side. This should do it. Harris ranges over to his right. Throw on to first. Picked out of the dirt by Bobby Seymour. And that will end the ball game. A 1-2-3 inning worked by Joe Boyle. He gets the save as the Harwich Mariners take game 1 of the doubleheader 1-0. Back-to-back games now. The Falmouth bats have been all but non-existent.
Yeah, and I'm not even going to focus on the bats right now. You got to tip the cap to the pitchers for Harwich. Logan Allen in his 2nd start of the summer. Both of them coming against Falmouth, and he was even better today than in game 1. 6 innings pitched, only gave up 3 hits, walked 1, and struck out 10. Joe Boyle looked great. He had 1 strikeout and then forced 2 groundouts. Nobody could catch up to that speed, and the Doors held off the board with no runs the first time they've been shut out all season.
So Logan Allen with 10 strikeouts in his 6 innings of work. He gets the win. Tabbed with the loss despite not the worst outing by any stretch is Noah Thompson. He threw really 1 bad pitch, was taken out of here by Joey Weimer, but again, in a 1-0 game, he's going to get tabbed with the loss. Joe Boyle gets the save.
Yeah, and really the difference in the game was the Weimer home run, right? Because the Harwich Mariners could not get more than 1 hit in any inning, so Weimer steps up with a 3-1 count and says, all right, let's go, and takes 1 yard, one of the hardest hit balls we've seen all season.
So Harwich with 1 run on that hit, 5 hits, no errors. Falmouth, meanwhile, no runs on 3 hits, no errors themselves. Very low-scoring game. Hopefully game 2 won't be that way. Hopefully a little bit more excitement and maybe a Falmouth win. Still looking for some runs. They've scored 3 runs now in the last 16 innings. Falmouth will come back in about 40 to 45 minutes against Harwich here at White House Field, looking to take game 2. But again, game 1 won by Harwich 1-0. We'll have game 2 in just a little while. Thank you for tuning in on our abbreviated live stream.
And you won't have to look at our mugs next game.
Yeah, please, hopefully not. Again, 1-0 is the final score, and we'll be back in just under an hour for game 2 here from White House.